encounters. How it happened was a lot of times, the only thing he would tell me to just, after a lot of plenty prayers, he would tell me to just be still in my room. And then he would tell me just begin to imagine my face. I don't know what Jesus looked like at that point. I know that in pictures he is a white man that has hair. So I just pick that image. And now begin to imagine that white man with the hair. You are laughing. I will explain to you. And then a lot of times I will, when I'm on the mountain on my room, I will just be there imagining that white hair. And then that white hair will begin to change. As I just keep looking at that white hair, it will begin to change. All of a sudden, that image will begin to move. All of a sudden, I will just begin to have goosebumps around me. I will begin to feel like there's a presence around me. And for me, for example, don't you tell me engage it. I will begin, either the thing happens or not, I will begin to imagine that white being walking towards me. And all of a sudden, I will feel the tap of my leg physically. What I'm telling you are practical things you can do. You can go to your room, sit down. We're going to do it now. It's something that you are going to feel it now. By the time I'm done explaining, you will do it now. You will sit down as you are, begin to imagine something coming to you. I don't know what you're going to imagine. It's based on your own imagination. Just begin to imagine something, a being walking towards you. And as you just engage it, you stay on the image of that being so much that you begin to imagine the being come towards you. And then you just feel like the being touching your shoulder or any part of the body. Can we do that? Many of you are going to feel the touch there. I will show you these things are possible. How you can engage your angel to physically. I was in a meeting in Benin, and we were going. I was not the one ministry. It was just at this meeting, and maybe I was in this ministry, and I was praying there. And as I kept on stepping back, kept on moving, I bumped into something. I thought someone was around me. There was no one around me. And then he was only telling me, oh, you just bumped into an angel. The angel was trying to walk towards me in the auditorium, and then you bumped into him. I felt like I bumped into somebody physically. And that happened to me a lot of times. Oh, I feel like I'm speaking something vague. Let's do it. Can we do it? It's a camp, it's a school of the prophet, it's a practical thing. Now what I want you to do now is to clear your mind. Thank God for the glory that is in the house, so things are easy to do. Clear your mind of thoughts. I will give you the image to make it easy. Clear your mind of thoughts. Clear your mind of thoughts. Don't do that now. Clear your mind. Don't think of anything. Don't even think of what I'm about to say. Clear your mind. Be light. Be light. Clear your mind. A lot of times to clear your mind, certain sounds can make it easy. You see the secret behind apostles' ascendance with sounds. His sound help his mind to be clear. All he can now imagine and see is the Father. If you are finding it hard to clear your mind, just speak a sound in the spirit. We're going to do that for just 30 seconds. Imagine the angel is at the altar now. Now imagine you looking at the angel. The angel has no feet. The cloth is covering, is flowing. You can't even see the angel's feet. Like the angel is floating. Now as you're imagining that, imagine the angel walking towards you. Look at the angel's face. The angel is smiling. Oh, capture the details. Now imagine the angel placing his hand upon your shoulder.
Alright, so what we are supposed to imagine he was the angel, and the white robe and everything standing up, and there would be rope covering the feet, and so instead we should move, we move down through the pulpit, through the lectern, and down, and then I felt a fresh breezing touching my nostrils. So I didn't feel the hand, but I just felt a fresh breeze.
Praise God. And when you ask us to close your eyes and imagine the angel standing at the altar,
Keep doing that sound for me.
I can imagine the angel coming towards my direction, and he was smiling, and I could not only see the face, but he came and stood beside my left hand and placed his hands on my shoulders.
You felt it physically?
Yes.
Physical touch?
Yes, and the presence around me. And I was still staring. I could not just stop because everything was clear. I could just feel that someone was beside me. Yes.
Somebody.
Yes. I could feel it. Even when you said someone is sick, I wanted to see the face, but I couldn't.
Praise the Lord. While I was focused on the image, what I noticed was that just like the image assumed a life on its own. And I was no longer in charge of it. It was more like, I was actually, what was on my mind was for angels to touch me, but he did touch me at the middle of my head. And I felt
the physical touch.
Yeah, physical touch in the middle of my head.
There is somebody in this middle that didn't stand up. You felt a tingling on your head. Yeah, you got the one? Okay. That was the same thing that happened to you. But it's your entrance point into this reality that you desire. Are you with me? These things are possibilities that you have to engage. What you've been receiving since day one are these abilities. They are now resident within you. As you are like this, you have the power to engage your imagination is a powerful tool. As a prophet, your imagination is a powerful tool. A lot of times you can engage these encounters from your imagination. So you began to imagine that angel, and all of a sudden, the Spirit of God, because you don't just start it when you want to enter your prayer. Listen, there are precepts and protocols to this thing. You notice we didn't start the service with this kind of work. No. When you get to your place of prayer, this is why you first engage, first ascend, like Apostle always talks about. When you've ascended, you've soaked. This is what you now do. After you've prayed in tongues, you've prayed, you've worshipped, your spirit has become light, you've lifted. Calm. Don't expect to start seeing. You begin to see it. The scripture said, look and see. A lot of times, if you are not seeing because you have not looked. Looking is an act, nothing is soaking. So you will be still and sit down on your bed. And then after you've traveled and you feel your spirit light, the presence is all around you like you are, just begin to engage it. A lot of times, if you don't want to do, just begin to engage heaven. For me, the first time that I had an encounter in heaven, this was what I did. I just loved God enough, and then I went in that place of prayer, and then all of a sudden, physically I found myself in the midst of a lot of beings that were white. I was in the midst of a lot of them, and they were endless. And then I looked so way down, and then I saw a being that did not have form, rested upon something that looked like a throne. The throne also did not have form, but I knew it was a throne. It was just light, seated upon light. Way down. That's what I saw. The first one. And then, as I began to do that, this thing, Apostle was speaking yesterday about by reason of it, they gain mastery. By the time you keep engaging this thing over and over and over, after a while, all of a sudden you will enter your room and you see yourself somewhere else. Because you've engaged it so much that your spirit has aligned with its reality. So you can just lay down on your bed and you close your eyes, and all of a sudden you are in a different astral world. All of a sudden you are in the presence of angels. You just see yourself. You can be walking on the road and then you bump into somebody. This is how it started. Consciously you are engaging it. Yes, sir. The supernatural is a living world. You can live in it. Soak it. Soak it. You can try it. You can try and soak something right now, Imagine something on your bed that you didn't leave in your hostel now. Imagine it. And you will get back there and find it. You can practicalize these things. You can practicalize. The same way you can be in your house. Imagining what the meeting will look like. You just begin to sit down and just imagine, oh, there will be a woman. You don't need to hear God telling you there is a woman. You can imagine it. By the time I begin to teach you these things deeper level, I will tell you that you can enter a level where you have what we call the creative ability of the imagination. You can create in your imagination and it will be physically. You can sit down in your room and then begin to imagine, oh, you are invited for this meeting. There will be a woman wearing a yellow wrapper. She will be seated at this corner close to a pillar. And then all of a sudden you get to the meeting. You didn't know that what you were doing, the Holy Ghost took over your imagination. He took over your imagination and then began to, oh man, they go behind this. So, normally, they should give somebody a sack letter. They should give somebody, they sign the letter. It has happened to me a lot. How do you explain somebody that has already checked his wife? I've also was sharing a testimony of somebody you prayed for. Someone that already checked the result. The person had failed. I don't know if you can remember that testimony. And then he prayed. And then the person went back to check the results that same day. It was a different score. Jump result was different. How do you think this is possible? I believe you can sit down. You can sit down. I've told you the lot of people that called me and said, no, my score. I can even show you one of them sent me the testimony recently. The guy needed a score. And then, as a priest that we are, we decided to score. What I did was not to decree the score. These things are easy. You can use authority to decree the score. What I just did was I just saw myself as the lecturer inputting student scores, and then I went to I told him, give me your name and my chip number. I went to his place where his score is, and then I added my own score, added it and summed it up to 70. What happened was that he was telling, he's a student of, I think, Union Short. I can give you his number, you can call him, and he will tell you, I wish I can call him and put on speaker. So that you don't think it's a lie. We are in a camp here, you will know you are prophets. Listen. What he told me was he told me that there are people that they were already failing. He told me a day to the day the results were supposed to come, and the lecturer called him. Why would the lecturer call him? A federal school, a state school, union school. He called him and was asking, oh, okay, what is that your name again? I said, yes, it is working. So what happened was that we went to the lecturer's laptop. I imagined myself seated in front of a black laptop. We read it, sir. And what I did was I opened the Excel spreadsheet for that course. Looked at the name. I asked him, I didn't use professor, give me your name and matric number. And then I imagined by listing, I saw that the lecturer arranged it by matric number, went to his own name. Okay, CA is over 40. I added 15. And then I gave him 30. Then in exam, okay, let's do 45. And then we did 45 there, and I put 70 as the final score. And when results came out, the best students were getting C. They were not, because he wanted to leave the department and become a medical student. And they needed 70 as cutoff. Oh. You can have your child bring a white result. And in the first printout, he has C. All you just do as a priest, you enter your room. You soak. After you have soaked, you now sit down with this thing I just taught you. You see yourself on the internet. Typing white with your scratch card. You input it. As you are imagining it, the Holy Ghost takes over. You begin to feel this presence and goosebumps. And the seed that was printed, you just clean it on the laptop.